Hey, what's up guys? It's Pixelated-Apollo. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well. And today we are playing the Great War mod for Napoleon Total War. And as you can tell, this battle is already underway. They are shelling my infantry position here, and my machine guns are already firing. What they're focusing down is a small German sniper squad here. And I'm going to go ahead and charge in some assault infantry to try to take them out. They are going to stand their ground here, but they will not survive this battle unless they surrender, of course. It looks like the officer is trying to get some kills there. Oh, and we got a lot of mortars coming in from both sides, so I am getting some friendly fire there. Rip in peace, officer. And the German sniper corps, the German sniper squad here has been eliminated. And now I can go back into the front line. So looking at the mini-map here, you can see that my forces, they are located. This is like my signature move for this mod. I love getting assault infantry and putting them in the front lines, waiting for ambush. So they have some trenches in the tree lines here. Or the patches of trees, I should say. So yeah, lots of assault infantry waiting for them. We can see that the Germans are actually charging in some cav, so they were able to uncover the assault infantry in the center. So they're going to try to take them out really fast, really quickly with the hussars, which is an excellent unit at doing that because they're so fast. They go in, they go out, and they slaughter men. So there we go. They destroy my assault infantry. I was actually kind of surprised there. I was hoping that my assault infantry would be able to hold against some cav, because they are pretty good at melee, but the hussars were just too much, and they're going to fall back to their battle lines without really losing. I think they lost like less, or about 20 soldiers there. So yeah, he's falling back, and you can see the German lines over here. Very epic battle line here. It's pretty sweet. I love it. So I decided to go as Sweden, because, you know, I've really played all of the major factions, so I wanted to try out the minor factions. So looking at my army really fast, and we'll go ahead and do, we'll do slow motion here. So in the front lines, I have a mobile machine gun, which I am moving forward, and then I have 2 militia. And then the rest of my infantry, I've got 4 units of rifle infantry. So Sweden looks pretty cool, kind of similar to the German uniforms. You know, they got the gray colors going on. And then I have 2 units of the heavy mortars. It's not exactly the heaviest mortar, as you can tell, but I didn't want to focus too much on, you know, I didn't want to spend too much money on my mortars, so I went with a smaller mortar. And then I have 3 units of elite infantry. So these guys I'm going to keep in reserve, use them until they're, you know, desperately needed. And then here is my general, and then I do have 2 lancer cavs. So I went with, instead of having like gunpowder cav, I went with the lancers, just because, you know, I don't know, maybe I would find an opportunity just to trample down some enemy forces, but we'll see how effective they are in this game. And of course, the units I showed earlier, all the assault infantry and the rifle grenadiers that I have in the trees waiting for ambush. Looking at the German forces, he's bringing like a cheap spam kind of army. He's got the conscripts. That's pretty much it. Just tons and tons of conscripts in the front line. So you can see they're behind the trenches here, kind of waiting for me to push forward. Now, the reason he's being so defensive is because he has 2 units of heavy howitzers. So these are very expensive. I believe this is the deadliest artillery in the game. So he's going to rely on this artillery just to obliterate my army. And then his conscripts are going to hold the front line as I charge in. He also has, of course, the hussars. And he also has some elite infantry mixed in there with the front line just to keep the conscripts inspired. You know, as long as the guard infantry is fighting, they'll continue on to fight as well. It's always good to have some veteran units in there. And he's also bringing some stormtroopers with SMGs. Now, I forgot to ban the SMGs, so yeah, that's going to be another challenge to take on. So we'll go ahead and press play here. We can see that there is some shots fired over here. The conscripts are in range of some of my forces in the tree line. And I just love this mod, man. It's so perfect for Napoleon, because Napoleon has that atmosphere where it just, like, if you didn't know this was Napoleon Total War, you could genuinely think that this was a World War I game, like a standalone game. Now, of course, it doesn't have the perfect mechanics, and it doesn't necessarily play out realistically like World War I, but, you know, if you glance at it, like, yeah, this is cool. Like, this is pretty awesome. Anyways, the conscripts are firing down on my position. You can see they're taking out some of the troops that are stationed in here, my assault infantry. I don't think I'm in range. I'm not really sure. It doesn't look like I'm in range because my troops are not firing, but I do have the protection of the trees, so I'm just going to hold my ground here and wait for the rest of my army to show up, which you can see back here is just getting shelled to death. Like, it is insane. The amount of kills that German howitzer has gotten so far is ridiculous. Oh my god, just gone. I remember those soldiers. I was friends with those soldiers, and they're just gone in a matter of seconds. It's awful. Yeah, as you can see that, look at this. This unit has lost more than 100 men, and they have not seen any action yet, as in, you know, gunfight action. I mean, of course, they're seeing action right now, but you know what I mean. But yeah, this is just horrifying to be a Swedish infantry soldier at this point in the battle, because you are getting obliterated by that German infantry. And you can see, I guess the Germans felt kind of bad for me. I don't know. Okay, so at this point, I don't know why he's leaving his trenches. Maybe he's feeling very confident in his army, but I'm going to go ahead and try to take advantage of this because I have a lot of troops on the flank. You can see I'm flanking around with my Lancers. So hopefully these Lancers will get their money's worth and take down some of these Germans. And I'm also charging in some infantry. I've got the Rifle Grenadiers charging in with the Lancers. So here we go. A bit of a diversion, because, you know, infantry can really focus down cav in this game and just obliterate cav. Like, you never want to use your cav head on. I mean, that's why you don't see cav towards the end of World War I. At the beginning, yes, but at the end, no. So they had to learn the hard way. So yeah, I am running down these conscripts. And conscripts, they're pretty easy to break, especially when you have a bunch of cav chasing them down. So what I'm going to do here is just continue to push and keep taking out these German lines. We can see that he is now pushing up some of his hussars. He needs to protect his artillery because that is the most important part of his army. So I'm going to go ahead and push for the artillery instead of the infantry, because I'm not really worried about the infantry. I just got to take out that artillery because that's the thing that's killing my army. So here we go. Here's this push. The conscripts are breaking. Here comes another Lancer regiment charging in, taking on the hussars. Hopefully it's enough. I'm pretty sure the hussars are a little bit better in prolonged melee, but I think we weakened them enough to break them off the battlefield. More cav charging in, more infantry. Actually, those are German conscripts breaking from the battlefield. My Lancers are just cleaning them up, though, not letting them surrender or run away. So there we go. We destroyed the hussars, but this is not good. We have some Rifle Grenadiers ready to line up and fire at my cav. I'm going to try to maneuver around them before they can fire, but no. Look at this. My cav is getting mowed down. And that entire Lancer regiment is silenced, dead on the battlefield. So not too good there, not too good. But I'm going to continue to charge in some rifle infantry and my assault infantry. We're doing a pretty good job at taking out all those conscripts. So that's less Germans I have to worry about. I'm going to continue to pursue him here. Look at the officer leading the way. And oh, there's the SMGs. You see the SMGs? Yeah. It's starting to feel like Battlefield 1. There they go. They're gonna jump over the trenches here, spray down my forces. And I love those black uniforms, fantastic. But I am just terrified of this regiment. And it looks like my assault infantry, they're stuck in melee, not wanting to charge in. Come on, take out those SMGs. What are you doing? I guess I didn't realize the SMGs were, well, what are they fighting? It's kind of hard to tell because the uniforms are so similar. There we go. Alright, so, yeah, the SMGs, they're wiping out my troops. You can see so many of my men are dead because of the SMGs. And if we look over to the main line, we can see that most of my rifle infantry has pushed towards the center and are now spraying down the German forces here. And I also have this nice hill position with some militia on there. Still getting hit hard from artillery, but hopefully our mortars are doing some damage. Also, we've got some rifle infantry. This is my elite infantry, really pushing on the flank here. Because of the terrain, it's kind of hard to attack the enemy. But we can see some of them, so we are getting some good shots. So this is a very important flank. I desperately need to win here. because I have, of course, my elite infantry, and they're going to have to push through and get to that artillery. It's all about getting to that artillery because it's so devastating. My machine guns are getting close in range. They just have to get past the militia, and they should be able to spray down the Germans. I've got more infantry charging in. This is some elite infantry. They're going to support this flank over here, the center flank. Or the center left flank, I should say. They're going to take shelter in the tree line here. You can hear just the artillery constantly whizzing around. We do have some trenches set up here, so they could use the trenches. The conscripts are really no match for my infantry, but because of that artillery, they are able to stand their ground here and do a pretty good job against my guys. So I think this is like the healthiest. His center position is where he's healthiest with his infantry. But my elite infantry, they are doing some pretty heavy damage, and I should be able to push on this flank. You can see that a couple guys are looking the wrong way, like I guess they're shell shock and they don't know what's going on, but like turn around, man. What are you doing? I guess he's just like, I'm checking the flanks just in case someone comes around us. Just so paranoid. Keep your eyes forward, man. My machine gun is almost in range here. So pretty soon they're gonna unload all this lead. There we go, from the bushes. So this is actually a nice camouflage area, and we can see we are firing down on the infantry located right here. The conscripts are about to feel the wrath of the machine gun, and he's gonna fall back. He realizes that he cannot take on that machine gun, and you can hear the bullets just whizzing by, taking out the troops, shooting them in the back as they fall back. And he's going to go back to his trenches because he is losing this infantry fight. And again, he doesn't have to win the infantry fight. He just has to buy time for his artillery. But we killed most of his infantry. So I still feel like I have a chance. I know the balance of power doesn't look great, but it's mostly in his favor because of the 2 pieces of artillery. And if we can get in there and just fight in melee and take out the crew, then it's not going to be that big of a deal. They're not going to be hard that, you know, they're glass cannons, essentially. You know, once you get up close, they're easy to take out. Alright, so you can see just the slaughter on the battlefield already. Right in no man's land. Right in front of the trenches. But I got to keep pushing because I can't sit back. I don't have the weapons, the tools to just sit back. The Germans can because of his artillery. So I have to push forward. I have to attack them if I'm going to win this one, or I'm going to lose way too many soldiers. But let's see what's going on here. We've got my elite infantry pushing forward. I rushed them forward. As soon as I realized the Germans were falling back, I was rushing them forward to try to get them in a good position and fire at the backs of the Germans so they would not return, or maybe we could potentially break them as they retreated back to the trenches. But now I'm going to push forward. It looks like I am going to do a charge here, because the elite infantry is so good at fighting in melee. Just look at the scenery of this battle too. Oh, and the mortar's coming in. Oh, rest in peace, dude. That guy is so long gone dead. Flying Swedish. The trenches are just giving them a lot of support. I am losing a lot of elite infantry, and you can hear the SMGs firing in the background, really focusing down this position. Here we go, guys. About to go over the trenches. The Germans are actually going to hop over the trenches and meet us right in front of the trench. And we should win this engagement, even though we lost a lot of, or we took a lot of casualties there. Should be able to take them out because they're just conscripts. But this is terrible. Look at this. The SMGs, man. Just obliterate. Yep. Just execution style, taking out that regiment, and there's nothing that's left of this elite infantry. They cannot take on the SMGs, and that's the tricky part about charging trenches, is that you got to watch out for the SMGs. That's why in most cases I ban SMGs, because they're not exactly the fairest thing in the game, and they didn't really, I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure they didn't really use SMGs until the end of the war, so it wasn't like a major part of World War I. But they are a very major part to Battlefield 1 for, I guess, balancing sake. I don't know. For more interesting sake. I got a very healthy unit of militia here. You can see my very important flank here. You know, the 2 units, I used to have 2 units of elite infantry. They are all gone. The artillery is focusing down this small unit of elite infantry. They're down to 14 men, but they continue to fight on for Sweden to end this horrible war. Oh, more flying Swedish there. And what's going on over here? We actually have a flamethrower. Yes! A flamethrower going at it. The lone flamethrower, but he is, he got shot in the stomach there, and he's gone. I think he killed 1 guy, so I'm just glad he brought a flamethrower, because we're seeing all kinds of different weapons in this battle. We're seeing, you know, machine guns, artillery, flamethrowers, SMGs. It's fantastic. Even though it's been, you know, really rough on my army. So my militia pushing forward here. It looks like I do have a bit of a defense with this hill. You can see a lot of the SMGs are not firing at my force. Oh, and the mortars. I am focusing down my mortars on this unit right here. This has been a fantastic battle so far. And now I'm charging in some of my assault infantry, hoping that I can take out the SMGs. And here comes the SMGs through the smoke. The stormtroopers coming in. My militia trying to give some flanking fire there. Oh, jeez. Come on. Take him out. Kind of zoom out here. I know the shaky cam effect can be a bit much. You can see back here my my machine gun crew is getting into position. This is going to be very, very important to my army. I must use them wisely. But unfortunately, the stormtroopers were able to defeat my assault infantry. My rifles are going to try to take out these stormtroopers before they engage in melee. But I don't think we killed enough here. Again, the stormtroopers are pretty solid in melee, so they're going to do a lot of damage. And this is just a militia unit, so they should be able to take them out. Yeah, it's looking like they're going to destroy my militia. Oh, nice artillery hit. We took out a ton there, like 10. Fantastic. But my militia is just not strong enough. I'm now getting my general closer into the front lines because he's going to have to fight pretty soon because it's looking like that kind of battle. I'm trying to set up my machine gun as quick as possible, but they will not set it up. They just kept pushing it to the left. It's like just turn it around and fire, but it's way too late. And unfortunately, the machine gun crew is dead. Or at least they're stuck in melee. They're not quite dead. Now I have to do the desperate maneuver here of charging in my general to try to save my machine gun crew, but they're just moving way too slow. There we go, firing from their pistols, and now they're taking out the SMGs, but it's too late, and my machine gun crew is dead. Alrighty, well, sorry about that, guys. The game crashed there. That is one common issue with this mod, and that is why I don't upload it as much as I would like to because of the constant crashing. But we are back, and you can see here my general, he was able to defeat those SMG stormtroopers, and now I'm going to fall back into the tree line here. Make sure to keep my general alive because obviously if he dies, it is game over. So now the battle is down to 3 units of mine. I got my general, I got the 2 units of infantry. I guess you could also count the 2 artillery pieces. So, you know, but really it's down to 3. And I've got 1 unit of elite infantry and then 1 unit of militia. So before this battle, they were not equals. But now they stand together as brothers, as equals, as they take on the German Empire. And they can only hope for a miracle to come out of this alive. But they fight on for the glory of Sweden. Here we go, we got a cap charge coming from the German general. So this is huge. I can turn this battle around. I go ahead and charge in my general as well, and I have the support of the elite infantry. This is a really good situation for me because I can take out the German general and keep my general alive. Let's see what happens here. This is the most important part, and no, my general is killed on the battlefield. even with the support of the elite infantry. I should have charged in my elite infantry first, then my general, but I was trying to, you know, nerf that cav charge from his general. But unfortunately, fortunately, we do kill his general shortly after. You can see he has fallen on the battlefield. But yeah, we can't lose. At this point, we can't lose our general. And you can see here the militia is stuck in a very intense combat, melee combat, bayonet combat. It's very close. Militia versus conscripts. I believe my militia is winning, but to be fair, the militia outnumbered them and were firing at them as they were charging in. They should win this battle, and this poor soul. Oh, wait, no, he's still in it. He's still going. And the fight continues on. Fight. I gotta watch this duel. I gotta see what happens here. Come on. No, no, don't change. Oh, he's gonna break his neck. He's like, fine, I'll finish him since you can't. But unfortunately, my troops do break there. My militia break to his conscripts. And now I'm charging in what's left of my infantry. This is my only hope to win this battle. Elite infantry going for the heavy howitzers. Let's see if I have enough troops to pull this off. My officer's in the thick of the fight. He's got his dagger ready. He's cheering on the boys. He's like, come on, boys. We got this. For Sweden. Oh. Come on. The morale's still hanging on. Both green. Oh, here's some bayonets going wild there. What the heck? What is that noise? Oh, it's gonna be close, guys. Come on. But the thing about this is, even if I destroy this howitzer crew, I still have another unit of howitzer I'm gonna have to take on. And unfortunately, I don't think my troops are going to be able to pull this off. The officer's still alive. He's still giving out the orders. But I don't think it's going to be enough. And yep, sure enough, they break off the battlefield. They feel hopeless. And this is what's left of the battle. Right here. The Germans with like 2, 3 troops. Like seriously, it's down to like a handful. Like 5 troops maybe. Maybe a little less. You can see that some of his conscripts are breaking. So my only hope now is to win with my, my artillery. I was hoping that I did enough damage to one of the howitzers in that melee, which it looks like I did because he's abandoning the artillery pieces and now he's going to use it. Oh wait, no, he's going back. Never mind. But yeah, I'm focusing down my artillery on his artillery, and he's charging in what's left of his infantry because I no longer have infantry. So I'm gonna fast forward at this point because it is a pretty long run, and it's just me just trying to you know, weaken them as they charge forward. But what a crazy fight! Like really intense fight. I think the Germans. I think they could have easily have won this one if he stayed behind his trenches, but I think he was just being a good sport, and it was like, you know what, these heavy howitzers, they're a bit OP, I'm going to charge out and try to take on Sweden fairly. So I give him credit for that, and it made one of the coolest battles I've played yet on this. You know, the funny thing is I actually played a really cool battle on this, like right before this battle, I was playing a really cool one. But unfortunately, I don't know if the player left because he was losing or he just, I assume, I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt that he just lagged out because, again, this mod is very crashy, but it was crazy intense. But thankfully, we have another crazy intense battle right after that one. So, yeah, I couldn't show you it because it crashed. Because even like, I would have still shown you that battle replay if it just crashed and didn't end properly because it was so good during the beginning and the middle of the fight. But anyways, moving on. This is the last stand of my howitzers. You can see, I think my other howitzer crew, yeah, the other howitzer crew, they broke. So it's down to this lone howitzer crew. There's 9 men left manning the artillery. Look at this guy giving out orders. Oh, it's so close to dying there. And you can see some shots are now being fired at us. And the morale is just gone. There goes that artillery. Come on, break them. Break these rifle grenadiers. Oh, they're breaking. They're breaking. There's still hope. There's only 2 left. Oh, no. That's it. That's it. It's these 2 guard infantry. The 2 lone soldiers here waiting the day for Germany. And that's going to conclude today's battle. So that was a lot of fun. Good game to my opponent. That was excellent. You can see it was really close. He killed a bit more than mine. I had a bigger army than him because I think, well, I don't know. I think he had I think he had more SMG type troops, so he had smaller units. But if we look at the kills here, the unit that got the most kills is the heavy mortar. Both of them getting about 300, 240, so that's pretty good. Rifle infantry, 177, and yeah, you can see that I'm a little disappointed in my infantry force. Elite infantry only getting 48 kills. It's just that artillery was just so nasty. And machine gun only getting 17 kills. I mean, the machine gun could have potentially gotten hundreds, but unfortunately he was pretty smart about charging in his infantry and taking it out, and I could not save it. So yeah, that concludes today's World War I battle. I hope you guys enjoy this one. It's always a lot of fun to play this one, so be sure to download this. I have version like 1.4 or something. I don't know. I should look it up and properly tell you guys, but yeah, I'm always looking for more players. Maybe we can do bigger battles like 2v2s and stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.